Hello, Oracles. Oracle Tim here from Oracle Investments. Several of you in the comments had requested I discuss other stocks other than Tesla. And don't worry, anyone, I'm still doing Tesla every single day because I love Tesla. But I do invest in other things, and I'd like to share my experiences and my knowledge with others as well. So today I'm going to go into a few stocks that had their earnings today that I personally hold. Before we get started, I just want to get into a little bit of my strategy for investing. And I usually look at things in a few categories. One is going to be, is it a long-term investment? And this is something, when I say long-term, I'm holding on to a minimum 3 to 5 years. Tesla for me is a 10-year play. So I look at, I'm holding on to these for 3 to 5 years, no questions, just watching their fundamentals, seeing how they go. Next is going to be kind of a long trade. So it's something that I'm going to get into, but I'm not entirely sure about. So I'm going to get into it. Kind of want to hold it for a year, get some long-term gains on it so I don't, get hit with the short-term gains tax and just see how it plays out. Like, I think they've got potential, but I really want to see. Ideally, I'd like them to graduate into a long-term investment, but I'm just keeping my eye a little bit closer on them. Third thing I usually have is a trading stock. My father, he's the one who got me into this and has taught me a lot of what I know now. He's more of a trader. He can sit here and watch the stock market all day long, so he can do those quicker trades and pay attention to things. He has a great formula on how he runs it. I did that in the beginning. I'll share that formula with you guys later because, I kind of took it, made it some of my own, but it worked really, really well. So that's my trading, and those are usually short-term. I'm watching momentum, watching just some news catalysts on it. Don't plan on staying in them long. Looking for the quick pop, make a little bit of profit, get out, move that money elsewhere. I also do have a 401k and an IRA, and those are all funds in there. So I've got, some longer term funds, stuff I don't even touch. I just kind of monitor to make sure that the funds that I have them in are still doing well, and that's it. And I do have a bit of my portfolio in cryptocurrency. I do see cryptocurrency doing well in the future. I minimize mine to 5% of my portfolio. It's a little bit over that right now because we've had a bit of a surge in it. But 5% is where I usually try to keep my cryptocurrency balanced, and then I'll see how it goes from there. And again, I see it doing well long term, but we're still not there yet entirely. One of my bigger holdings is Square. SQ is the ticker symbol on that one. They had their earnings. They missed. I kind of wasn't expecting a lot out of them. Their valuation is very high at the moment. So I'm bought in, I gotta say, right around the $200 mark for them. So I'm up on them, I'm green, not too concerned. I see them doing really well long term. So when I bought into SQ, I didn't buy into it for a trade purpose. I bought into it for a long-term investment. And that's why I'm not concerned about this. I'm just kind of monitoring their fundamentals, making sure they're still on the right track as to where they need to go, and I'll adjust accordingly. If for some reason I see that they're kind of wavering and falling off track, then I will make adjustments and maybe dump some, kind of see how it's going at that point. Another one of my stocks that had a earnings today was BNGO, that's Bionanogenomics. Initially, I got into this stock as a trade. I was looking to get that quick buck and make my profits. I made a rookie mistake. I did not get out when I had my profits. It then tanked, and I'm now sitting on it. I can sell it for a loss. I'm not down much on it, but it's a genomics stock, and genomics is the technology is 7 to 10 years out. So I don't really want to dump it because it really does have the potential long term. I just don't know, and I don't have a lot of money in it, so I'm not as concerned. Their earnings came out flat, nothing major, no fireworks on it, so it's kind of sitting flat after hours. I'm just going to monitor this one. I may just sit on it in my back pocket for a decade and see what happens with the genomic space. Again, it's one of those, I missed out on my in profits. Shame on me. I learned my lesson. I'll do better next time with these other ones. And if for some reason the BNGO happens to take off one day and I need some cash, maybe I'll take my profits and move on. I'll keep you guys posted on that one. The next on my list for today's earnings is Airbnb. That's ticker symbol ABNB. I got into Airbnb because I love traveling. That's something I do. Most of my investments that I get into are things that I am actually either using or things that I plan on doing or utilizing in the future. And so Airbnb is something I love. I love traveling. And one of my other investments, which I'm going to be getting to in the future, is real estate. And within the real estate, it's going to be Airbnbs. And I will be buying real estate to rent them out as Airbnbs. So I should be an investor in it because I feel that high of a conviction in that space. And so they beat earnings. They actually had the best earnings they've ever had today. Initially, the stock went dipped down, which is kind of strange. And side note, little tip, if you ever have, hey buddy, if you ever have a stock that beats earnings, does really well, and comes down afterwards, that is a great buying opportunity. Whether you're going to do it long term or as a swing trade. If you're doing it as a quick trade, that's actually awesome because you can usually buy low and within a couple of days, bang, get that profit right back. I'm playing this as a long-term. Airbnb for me is another long-term investment. For me, it's one of those 3 to 5 year ones, not like a Tesla. So it's a 3 to 5, just monitoring, see how it goes. But yes, Airbnb smashed earnings, and after they dipped, they shot right up. And I gotta say, if you're quick and you're on these things, obviously you gotta, be lucky. But if you caught that dip, you would have got a great price and go right up. I'm in at about $140 for Airbnb. I got in earlier on this, and again, I'm playing it long term, so I'm not too concerned about the short-term fluctuations on it. And the last one on my list is MP Materials, ticker symbol MP. And I got into MP Materials because they get the raw materials here in the US and North America for all of the motors for electric vehicles. Think about all of the other videos I'm making for Tesla and where we are going with the EV market. Clearly, MP materials are going to be needed because they're making motors, or they're getting the raw materials for motors for EVs, not only for Tesla, but for all EVs. So they're going to be significant going forward. I've got them as a long-term play as well, just because I'm playing them with my EV market plays. And today, they smashed earnings and their stock boomed up. It's pushing up to $39 a share. I'm in around $30 a share, but they have been kind of trading in this $30 to $40 window for the last 6 months or so, kind of waiting to see if they're going to break out of it. If they do or not, I'm not too concerned. A lot of times mining companies and material companies like this aren't big movers, while this one does swing quite a bit because it's smaller. I don't see them really booming a lot over time. I expect them to be slower moving, but a lot of times you'll get into dividends, and they have said that they will do dividends in the future once things get up and running. So I'm taking this one step by step, kind of seeing how it plays out, just quarter by quarter with these guys to see if they're going to stay in that window. Maybe I want to use my money elsewhere, because if they're going to stay in this window, I might dump them at the high end around $40, use that money elsewhere, wait for it to get back down to 30, and jump back in. Let me know in the comments down below what stocks you are trading in, if you had any earnings today yourself, and how your stocks did during those earnings. Let me know if you'd like any feedback on any of this from my perspective, or if you would like any feedback on some trading strategies and techniques. I am not a financial advisor. I'm not a professional stock trader or an investor. I've just been doing it for a few years. I've had some experience. I've learned some things the hard way, and I've picked up some stuff from other people that I've learned. I can just help with giving some good advice. And my portfolio is up 41% year to date organically. So I must be doing something right. So if you're looking for some advice and just some feedback to bounce off of someone, I am 100% totally here for you, and I'll help you guys out in that way. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. And also, this is my first video about all stocks, so I 100% encourage you to give me feedback on this. Let me know what else I can do. I'm going to try to get some more visuals up because I know those really help when it comes to the stocks. So I'm going to try to work on that. Let me know what visuals you would like to see, and I will work on getting those up here as well. Maybe some charts and anything of that nature. So again, thank you so much. I will see you guys later. You're all awesome.